What's up, Cowboys Nation? That's right. It's Hump Day Wednesday, and your favorite two guys are here to talk about another Cowboys win. You're watching Cowboys Cutting Up. I am Jay Stoggs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by Trey Collis, okay, the voice of Hill Country Sports and also the Antlers, okay. What school is that again?
Kerrville Tivy.
Kerrville Tivy Antlers. That's the voice right there. So when you hear him out there, make sure you send him a shout out. Say, "Hey Trey, that's you."
Yeah.
Just do it like that.
Except for last week, wasn't it? Man, we went to the number 2 ranked team in the state's home backyard on homecoming night.
Oh.
Woo! They showed everything why they're number 2 in the state. They didn't throw a single pass. And they had over 500 yards of total offense. Yeah.
No,
They ran that wing T, that triple
Oh.
option trap that no one can ever figure out, and it's just they're studs. They're going to win state this year. That's a good team.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Trey. It's funny you say that. When I was in high school myself at the mighty Fort Worth Dunbar, we also ran wing T one year, and we didn't make it to state, barely made it to playoffs. But good luck to them. Good luck to the Antlers, of course. Right in the height of Texas high school football, which, in my opinion, next to professional in some college, is the best in the world.
Texas high school football is second to none, dude. Like
some of the best.
No, up there in Dallas Fort Worth, it's the real deal. Like
Dallas Fort Worth, Houston.
Houston, we're like Katy, if you count that as Houston. Katy's usually the Houston school that comes out, but San Antonio, you have Steele. Austin's starting to come up with Austin Westlake.
Austin Westlake's been there, but I mean, you got Houston Yates, you got Lee. I mean, look, you got some teams down there in Houston. You got some teams up here in DFW. But look, we'll have to get another show on that one because that right there. Actually, I'll come on Hill, man. Whenever Hill Country, hit me up, man. I'm there with you. But today we're talking about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, who are currently 2-1. That's right. They are above 500. They are 2-1. They have a division win, right? And they beat those lowly New York Giants. Here's the thing. And I said this book, backstage. It's hard now, Trey, to find people to come on to talk about the Cowboys who, we won't say they're haters, just they root for other teams. But how great of a win was this for the Dallas Cowboys?
It's a great win to keep afloat of the NFC chase. You didn't want the Giants going 3-0, and you didn't want the Eagles to go 3-0, and you're stuck at 1-2 with a couple of tough games coming up against the Rams and then the Eagles after that. So it's a big win. Cooper Rush did his thing. Defense is balling out, man. This defense is second. This defense reminds me a little bit of the 90s defense a little bit, the way they ball hawk and everything like that. They did their thing. No one in the right mind who knows NFL thought the Giants were going to win this game. Like, they should win this game. I say couldn't. I said should. Now, I will say this: the new head coaching staff, the GM, and all them, they're playing hard for them those guys, but they don't have any talent. And they're paying their star wide receiver, who's not got a touchdown pass in the last 2 years, mind you, to drop passes. Had another 0-catch day in Galladay, stealing money. Like, basically, I don't know what bank he had put a ski mask on or something and just stole money from the New York Giants because there's no but it is a good win. I mean, that defense for the New York Giants was all right. I got a little bit. I texted my cousins late that night when the Giants went up 13-6. I was like, I cannot believe we're going to lose to this team. I cannot believe we're going to lose to Danny Dimes. No way in hell. And then sure enough, as soon as I said that, CeeDee Lamb appeared, and that was all I wrote. But, it was a good win. I mean, any win you get in the NFL is a good win. Doesn't matter how you get it. The NFL wins are hard to come by. Just ask the Buffalo Bills when they probably should beat the Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, who lost to an 0-1 Indianapolis Colts team.
Right.
So, The Raiders, who have not the only team who has not won a game yet.
0-3.
Texans haven't either, but the Texans at least tied. The Raiders just suck.
But they're the Texans, though.
They are. They're rebuilding, but like I said, a win's a win. But we got to build off those momentum. Like this game's kind of scares me a little bit coming up, and we'll get into it a little bit later. But hey, they got the win. The defense looked good. They pass rush 24 pressures, most in the NFL.
Yeah,
never seen in my life. So I like it. I like where our defense is. If we can just stay healthy, that's good. So it's a good win. Any win's a win, but there's some things Mike McCarthy said, some things we need to work on, and hopefully they work on it this week.
I agree with you. A win is a win. This is not a beauty contest. There aren't any pollsters that we have to worry about. It's all about wins, and especially divisional wins. If you can pull those off, because to me, those are some of the hardest wins because they know you. You play them twice a year, every year. So, and you may see them in the playoffs, which has happened before. So, a divisional win is a great win. I say, hey, it's a great win, and people are like, oh, it's the Giants. No, it's a professional football team. Okay. And the reality is that Daniel Jones was cutting up that defense. Okay. I think he accounted for like 6 first downs or something like that, 6 or 7 first downs just running. So, there's some things that need to be cleaned up there. But to your point, the defense, I said this at the beginning of the year. And there's one person, and he may or not, I know he's going to watch. Eventually he'll come on, in the chat. But I said that Dallas's defense is a top 5 defense in the league. Hands down, easily. And was laughed at. Oh, you just got one person. No, we don't just have one person. We have a total defense. And now because Diggs is a ball hawk who got another interception.
That was a nice interception.
Okay. He showed why he is the ball hawk that he is. And dare I say, if he stays healthy, right, and continues on this path, could possibly be the interception leader once he leaves this game. Okay. Could possibly be. You got Micah Parsons, who's on pace to just realistically, again, stays healthy, stays consistent, and is in a defense like this that caters to his abilities and talents, could be one of the greatest linebackers to play this game. And I know what Lawrence Taylor said. He's good now, but let's see how he does after 13 years. Okay, it's only been 2 seasons?
Yeah.
But after 2 seasons, to see what he's able to do, he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be the MVP running, right, for the year. He won't win because it never goes to a defensive player.
I don't. Oh, you mean? Oh, I thought you were talking about Defensive Player of the Year. I'm sorry.
No. NFL. NFL MVP. It never goes to a defensive player, right? So it's Lamar and maybe Tua. Maybe Tua.
Yeah.
Maybe Tua. If he gets back, and hopefully he gets back. But what I'm seeing from Dallas, their defense is going to carry this squad. The offense, what I loved this past Monday night was I saw rushing, running, and I also saw play action. Like I saw play action. Like I was like, oh, it's play action. How about that? That's play action. Zeke got a touchdown this game. Like this was the game I loved to watch. I'd love to watch it. This is a great, to me, it was a complete game. Herb kicking the ball all over the place. It was great.
Yeah, he missed a 59-yarder at the end of the half, but just kidding.
59 yards. And you had turpentine. It was turpentine. He almost broke one.
Yeah, and the punter got him. I mean, come on. But no. You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I was loving it. Hey, what's up, fam? Good to see you, Marva, out there in LA representing us. Appreciate you. Cowboy up. You know what that is, star status. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, it was great great game to watch. It was a little scary, 13 was it
13-6.
13-6. Yeah, it's like I need y'all to do something, but they came through. They came through. I had faith on this one, Marva. I had a lot of faith.
Sorry,
he did it.
Sorry, he did it.
He did it.
Aaron Judge just got this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I've been. Go ahead.
I know. And here's the thing. This is how I have friends. And just it's kind of like the song. I got friends in low places. So Trey is a Yankees fan, and that's cool. Could have been a Rangers fan.
You know what? No, sorry, real quick. I know it's Cowboys cutting up, and we'll get back to the Cowboys, but congratulations, whatever. Raiders are like my second team. Yankees have always been my team because I lived in Roswell. My grandma was watched me a lot of times, and I watched sports with her. That's how I grew up loving sports. I mean, my dad liked sports, but my grandma, the sports was on TV. But her favorite teams were the Lakers, Yankees, and Cowboys. That was always on the TV. So I've always had a Yankee. But see, I liked the Rangers. Until they beat the Yankees. So he's got good for those 2 seasons. And then they got a little cocky and telling us that Yankees suck and bad mouthing us. And I'm like, hey, we were like little brother, man. Give it and then they just all cocky and arrogant. And,
you know what it was though?
I'm done with
this guy was good up, but you know what it was? It was the fact that A-Rod went to the Yankees. He dissed the Rangers and went.
He wanted to go win a World Series. He knew he wasn't going to win at the Rangers, and honestly, I wasn't.
When he struck out, and when the Rangers struck him out, it's the best. It was the best.
Yeah,
but congratulations to Aaron Judge.
I was a Laker fan until LeBron James joined that team, and now I'm done with him. I can't. I'm not a LeBron guy.
That's another show. Big Game Sports Buzz. We'll have you on.
Yeah, please do. I'm a Steph Curry guy. I've always been a Steph Curry guy. I like the Warrior. I like their makeup. I like call me a front runner, whatever you want to, but I root for the Warriors whenever. But that's my little sports history. But back to the Cowboys because this is a big win for the Cowboys.
Thank you. This is Cowboys cutting up. Let's go.
We can go
Cowboys. America's team.
Okay, what were we talking?
But no, but some of the things, obviously the penalties. Oh, we got to clean them up.
You know what though? Can I hit on that real quick?
Yeah.
Was that not the worst officiating game I've ever seen in my NFL career watching?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
On both sides. I'm not just talking about.
It's that part.
Move to California. I will never move to California, JR. I'll talk to you on Friday, my friend. That's co-host Hill Country Nation Sports right there. That's the guy you need to talk to. But no, that refereeing was horrible. Like that pass interference that did not get called on Noah Brown that made us kick a field goal. We would have got the ball at the 1. We probably got to score a touchdown right there. And then I think his third or fourth quarter, 2 guys are holding Noah Brown all the way down. Michael Parker, for the love of God, gets chokehold and never gets a freaking call. I guess you can call that superstar love that you're never going to get a call. I guess you got to make it even for the offense. I mean, and then of course there was some bet, like there was a pass interference call that was called. May or may not have been offensive pass interference on the Giants, but I think that was the worst officiating game I've ever seen.
It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough, but just inopportune times when you see that. But I will say this, very critical of the drafting of Tyler Smith. But
I think I'm the one who said this guy's going to be something, but no one believed me. So go ahead.
And I think I said, and correct me if I'm wrong, we'll have to go check tape. But I said, you know what? Let's just see what he does. I don't get it. At the time, I didn't get it. I thought there was a better guy that was out there if you just had to go that route. And there's some ways that they could have gone, especially with the receiver. And I still think this receiving core is down. But to say the least, he looks good. My old dude, the 40-year-old, he moved him to guard. He just came in from Philly. Yeah, Peters. Josh Peters looks good. I mean, he was out there busting heads.
The first play he was in, oh my God.
And to me, that's how you help your offense, right? That's how you help these guys. Running plays, right? That way, look, they get out, they run. it's less likely they're going to hold because all they're doing is just smashing people. So there's nothing like that that's going to hold them back. They don't have to worry about timing or anything like that. Look, all they got to do is just run around the corner. Hey, I'm assigned to hit that guy, and I'm going to go hit that guy. So, and I saw what Tyler Smith could do when he pulled. There's a reason why he should be the tackle. There's a reason.
Yeah,
they keep moving to the guard.
We don't miss Tyron Smith.
Not at all. Not at all. He can take all the time he needs so he can get cut and or traded. Get that 7th round pick for him, whatever, or whatever you want to do. But yeah, at this point, Tyler Smith, good pickup, and I believe he's only going to get better. Again, he's a rookie. We still need to go in and get some more backup for that offensive line. Connor McGovern isn't out there, and maybe that's a great move that's there, and hopefully he can kind of figure it out. But no, man, the penalties on the offensive line, even though there were some that just inopportune, but they definitely looked a lot better. Not last game they looked the best, but definitely looking forward to seeing what's going to come up and how that's going to be. I think I lost Trey, but that's okay. I think he's looking for a dog. I'm looking for a host, but that's all right. So we're going to keep it moving and rolling. Again, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell so you know when Cowboys Cutting Up is coming on, as well as everything Big Game Entertainment, Big Game Sports Buzz. We'd love to hear from you. Hit us up in the chat. You're more than welcome, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. We will put your post up, and we will definitely, Micah Parsons is legit. JR, you, sir, Golden Mike tonight. Micah Parsons, and again, LT is LT, but to see what he's done in this amount of time, and again, being 11th overall pick in the first round, people booted. Cowboys fans booted. Like, they were like, what is this? What is this? Yo, let me know, JR. I'll let you in, man. Look, it's all to the good. You know what I mean? Because that's how we do it here at Cowboys Cutting Up. If you are a fan of the America's team or not, we'll bring you on. We'll actually have a guest next week. It's gonna be fun, man. It's fun. I got some people lined up, but like I said, once the Cowboys starts winning, it's like you can't really find them anymore. But looking for it. This was a great win. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't find anyone out there that was like, hey, I want to come on. But absolutely enjoyed that win. Dalton Schultz, what's going on with the tight end? Trying to find him. I think it's time. I think we're ready. Ferguson looks good. I think it's Hendrickson is also the other guy that's over there. Listen, we're ready to move on. We need to go and find, and I need Jefferson to get back so that receiving core can do well. Now, as we start to move into this next part, coming up are the Commanders. Whatever you want to call them. This is kind of a scary game, and I'm going to tell you why I'm a little afraid. It's a scary game because got you, bro. It's a scary game because here is an issue where it's funny. I got Philly fans hitting me up right now. The crazy part about it is, even though you have Carson Wentz,
oh my,
there he is, Carson Wentz. It's all good. We're talking about the commies game now. We have Carson Wentz that's coming off of a bad game against Philly, and I don't know if he comes back from it. Yo, what up, my guy? Good to see you, my man, Aaron. Um, yeah, he was. Noah was held repeatedly, man. And this is the thing when it comes to like penalties and stuff like that. You got to play the game. Let the coaches complain about it. We'll complain about it. But if you let that take you out the game, then you already lost. Go ahead, do what you got to do. And some of them are costly. Some of them are costly. I mean, hell, talk to New Orleans Saints and how upset they were behind that. But with Carson Wentz, that defense is still scary for Washington. They still can put up some things. Carson Wentz can put some numbers up. I mean, they have good receivers. This is going to be a hard game to win.
It is, but it kind of scares me too, right? Because now you're hearing because what the Philadelphia Eagles did to Carson Wentz last week, right? Like he got 9 sacks again, and then we see what the Dallas Cowboys pass rush does against this New York Giants team. And like, oh, what are the Dallas Cowboys going? I'm afraid, like, because every time we think something like that's going to happen, it never comes to fruition. It never pans out the way we think it's going to pan out. That's why I love sports, because you think it's simple as 1, 2, 3, right? Like 1 + 1 = 2. Not in this case. It kind of scares me a little bit. It is a rivalry game. Dallas is, since last year, has not lost an NFC East game since 2020, believe it or not. So that's 7 straight wins for the Dallas Cowboys in the division. It does scare me. I think the Cowboys should win this game. Carson Wentz, he had great numbers the first 2 weeks, but then he came back down to earth. We all saw why Carson Wentz is not a Colt anymore, or an Eagle for that matter. That's why they stuck with Jalen Hurts. And then, of course, it's also a trap game because you're hearing all the noise. Dallas is hearing all the noise. And then, like, oh, Commanders, look what they did. And then look who we have the following week, right? We have the Rams.
Right.
We have the Rams. And I hope we're not looking forward, because this team's not good enough to look past a team like this. It's really not. So,
I don't know if – yeah. Tolbert, man, look, Aaron, we heard so many good things about him in preseason. I don't know. He's not a bust. I'm not saying that. But dude is not living up to what he needs to do. And I think we can all say that, yes? I think that's fair.
Well, he had an injury in training camp. For right now, yes, he's not living up to the number 2 round pick that we all thought that he was going to be, right? So, but he was in the game Monday night. He did catch 1 pass. He didn't drop it. There's only 1 ball thrown to him. But let's not take away what Noah Brown is doing here too. Noah Brown stepping up. And Cooper Rush and Noah Brown have this weird chemistry with each other because they were second. Because guess what? They played in the preseason, so they know each other a little bit, right? They're fighting for a position. So, and Tolbert as not, and you finally see CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Rush kind of connect a little bit right there as well. So I give it time for Tolbert, but dude, it's like you're talking about this not three-headed monster, but this is going to be a nice little receiving core. You put CeeDee Lamb out there. You have Noah Brown keeps doing his thing. You get Michael Gallup back in the flow of things. And then Tolbert comes along, and it could be a great like maybe the ownership knows what they're doing, or maybe they got lucky. I don't know, but I kind of like where we stand right now with the receiving core.
I don't know if Fukuoka. I think Fukuoka right now is above Tolbert when it comes to the depth chart and what he's been able to bring. He doesn't drop many passes. He's able to go over the middle, catch tough passes. I like Fukuoka over Tolbert right now. So for me, the depth chart would look like CeeDee Lamb, one, of course, then working I'm skipping on Gallup, working Gallup back in, because he's not, he's going to be on a pitch count because he was supposed to come back this game, and now it's it's kind of a week to week, day by day kind of deal. And so I think when we start looking at that, you have Fukuoka, you have CeeDee Lamb, you have Noah Brown. That's a good 3 receivers right there. And then you can bring in Turpin also, who's going to provide speed. You can put him in like a Debo, well, maybe not Debo because he's not big, but definitely a slot, like an Edelman kind of role, dump off, seat, and just let him just do what he does.
Well, not
so,
only that,
there's
you also have Pollard too. You can put in the slot too because he was a receiver in
Yeah.
college. He actually caught more
Yeah.
passes. He actually had more receiving yards than he did rushing yards. So
well,
I mean,
because he
it's
can't
a
block.
young group here for the Cowboys. I mean, I'm just
It
saying.
is. It's exciting, but it's and this was part of the question that we kind of talked about was even he had a very big drop, but he had an awesome catch. So is CeeDee Lamb? Should we stop the CD is no longer a number one talk? CD should take off the 88 talk. Like, should we stop that?
Okay, I'm going to be truthful here because we tell the truth here on Cowboys
That's
Cutting Up.
that we tell the truth here. This is Cowboys Cutting Up. Let's go.
As soon as CeeDee Lamb missed that pass, and it may or may not
We're
be,
ready.
maybe got tackled. Who knows? Who knows who would have scored? But as soon as he dropped that, I text my cousins. I'm like, CeeDee Lamb's not number one. He's not. Like, what have I gone off? That one playoff, one catch in the playoffs, the 2 catches in week 1.
Right, boom or bust. Yeah.
But then that fourth quarter catch, man, that he got hammered and he held on to it, and then he caught the ball and ran over somebody, and then he made that one. And so the radio host, who I'm not going to name on the show because he's probably may or may not be watching, he tweeted out. He goes, CeeDee Lamb had a bad game. I'm like, did he? Because he had 8 catches for almost 100 yards and had a touchdown grab. But
he did.
And he's like, well, number one, don't drop passes.
Yeah.
And he's like, number one, don't drop passes. I'm like, every number one drops freaking passes. It's just how you bounce back from that. And he did it in a remarkable way, and he carried his team on his back. I'm not saying he's a number one yet. I still think we need to see as a season. I think it's going to be a season-long thing. Like, we're going to have to see because defenses are going to adjust. Defense are going to double team him. Can he get open? Now, that's going to be up to Kellen Moore on how to get him open and use him in different spots like that, which I might tell you, Kellen Moore is doing one hell of a job with Cooper Rush, and this offense is like, we're moving the ball now. Like, he's not overthinking it. He's not. He's doing great in the run game. He's getting weight like that 3rd and 12 sweep passing got 15 yards that Peters and Tyler Smith was the lead blockers on that one. That was remarkable. Kellen Moore, I got to give him props. Kellen Moore's doing a hell of a job with Cooper Rush.
He's having some flashes, but I mean, if you have here's the issue with that drop, with that particular drop. Number one, I think we can all agree that was a touchdown. That was 6 right there.
May or may not, because there's a guy right there.
Oh, come on.
He was at a weird angle going towards the sideline. Could he have made a miss? Yes. I'm just saying we don't know if he would have scored.
One guy to beat, he would have beat him. Stop it. That's a touchdown. That's number one. Number two, it was how he missed it. Like, it hits you right there in the pocket and it just slides right out. Like, it wasn't out of his reach. Like, what they say, the adage is, if you touch it, you should be able to catch it. That's the adage.
Can I say something real quick?
No, you can't.
No, like, it's kind of funny. Like, maybe he dropped it because he was shocked. It was just so perfect that Dak Prescott never threw him that perfect of a ball. Sorry.
Wow. So let's go to the title. Cowboys rolling with Rush, but how long so how long do you keep Dak said he's ready. Dak is like, I'm ready. I can come back for the Rams game. I may be able to come back.
Now he's saying that because they're seeing because
there's pressure.
Well, there's pressure. This is how he got his starting job, right? This is how he got his starting job.
Dak is being Dak.
Yeah, exactly. But I say Rams game because there was talk about him coming against the Commanders. I'm like, no, let's hold off on that. Do you bring him back for the Rams? I don't know.
Do you have to?
If we lose, I say yes. If we win, I say hold him back for another week.
But it's the Rams. Like, okay, again.
Yeah, you're going against Aaron Donald.
Realistic.
You're going against Aaron Donald and those boys.
This is reality here. This is reality. I hear you, fam. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
One trade to say it's Cooper Shop. I'm not. I'm sorry. He has to have a okay. Let's hold off on this real quick. Has he done anything spectacular? I mean, he has not blown. He's doing what a backup does, right? He's winning games. He did what he brought.
Winning.
He's not
Our
winning.
starter couldn't do that. Our
The
starter couldn't win games.
The defense is winning games. He's handing the ball. Our defense is winning these games. They're only giving up one touchdown each game. They're keeping us in the game. He's not losing the game for us. Could I say that? He's not losing the game. He's making remarkable reads. He's making the right throws. He's not overthinking it. Yes, and he's not changing the play at the line of scrimmage and just running with that's what Dak does. He overthinks because he's making $44 million. He has not had he barely had over 200 yards passing. Oh, come on. What are we doing here? We had 170 yards rushing.
Bro, look.
What are we doing? He hasn't had 300 yards passing in 3 starts. Let's be honest with ourselves. The running game and the defense have kept us in the game, and that's what.
But he doesn't have to, and that's the problem with Dak.
And that's
the problem with Dak. And why did we lose against San Francisco last year? It wasn't the defense.
Because Dak was freaking trying to be a $44 million quarterback instead of
okay. Thank you.
I'm not a Dak guy. Here we are. I'm not a Dak guy.
I mean,
I'm not saying I'm not that guy.
Look, I'm not saying Cooper Rush is the man. I'm not saying you just go ahead and just replace him. But what I am saying is this: you ride this wave until you don't, until it's out. Okay, right? That's what I said, Aaron. He had 300 in Minnesota last year. I don't know about the point correct, but he had 300 in Minnesota and he won that game. I mean, here's the deal. He's 3-0.
He had 300 yards. He had that 75-yard pass to win the game-winning drive. That's the only reason.
3-0 as a starter, Trey.
He is 3-0. I'm not lying. He's not losing games. He's doing what a backup does. But what are we doing? Dak Prescott had 34,000 or 44,000 yards last year or whatever, 4,400 yards.
When Dak is coming out,
what are we doing? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know what he does? He says, kill, kill, kill. So there are 2 plays.
You're right. And I said that. Yes, he does.
2 plays. And he says, all right, I have a run play and a pass play, or I have whatever I have. But he says kill, boom, that's it. Dak is like, hey, we're going to do this and this and this in his backyard. But the problem with Dak is he can't pass anyone open. We've already said that he can't do that. And number 2, he holds on to the ball, and apparently he's just not running. And I don't know if it's an injury, but look, I'm not saying we trade Dak. I'm not saying that Cooper Rush is a starter. What I am saying is this: you ride that coattail until the wheels fall off. You ride that thing till the wheels fall off. I'm not saying he should be the starter. He's doing what the backup is supposed to, keep us afloat until the starter comes back.
Exactly.
I hear that, but listen.
Okay. Prime example. Drew Brees goes down for 5 games. Right? Teddy Bridgewater comes in 5 in a row. Why are we not saying Teddy Bridgewater should have been starting quarterback and ride that wave?
Teddy Bridgewater is a starting quarterback. He should have been a starting quarterback somewhere.
God.
He should have been. He should have been. That's
okay. How about Tyrone Hill and Jameis Winston? They go on to only 1 game. But yeah, that's pretty like, you know, what are we doing?
What if the wheels fall off next week? Then you put Dak in, Aaron. Come on. That's what we do as fans. We complain when it doesn't work.
Cooper Rush is a glorified. Okay, I said this like when Dak got hurt, the Wednesday after Dak got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I said Cooper Rush is probably going to play not lights out, but he's going to play well because he's on a 1-year contract. He's playing for contract for next season, and we've seen what that does.
Yeah,
it is. But what I'm saying is wait till more and more people, like you're getting more film tape on Cooper Rush, right? You're getting more. Let's see how we adjusted to that. Let's see if Kellen Moore can open the playbook to 40 more plays again, or the whole playbook. He doesn't have that yet.
But according to Mike McCarthy and according to Jerry Jones, they have not changed the playbook. They have not changed the play call.
They didn't change it, but they minimized it. They're only running a certain amount of plays. They minimize. They're not running the full playbook. Man, give me a break. Come on. You can't sit there.
Wait a minute. Cooper Rush is not a rookie. Let's start right there. He's not a rookie. He's a veteran. He's been in this league for a while. He's been cut by many teams, including the Giants. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. I mean, you can say they what's Aaron saying here? I think it's simplified things for Cooper. Even Dak said he's seeing how much simpler things can be.
And you know what? It's true. And I think some broadcaster said that. I think it was Steve Young who said Dak Prescott can learn a lot from this backup quarterback. And he got criticized for that. But it's a good thing. Steve Young went through the same exact thing. He learned from his backup, like, hey, I'm trying to do too much. Let's just let the game.
First of all, keeping it real, Who Dat Sports Podcast. Thank you for being here, man. So appreciate it. Make sure y'all check that podcast out. Good stuff going on over there. Yeah, you let him rest for another 2 weeks. You let Dak rest for another 2 weeks or 3. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the original diagnosis was like 6 to 8 weeks and more on the 8-week side, but there was no ligaments that were, torn or anything like that. It was just a straight bone bruise. So, okay, sure, cool, whatever. Dak is around, he's shaking people's hands like, in this pandemic/endemic era. He's just, shaking hands, showing people his hand strength, whatever. Dude, in my opinion, you just rest him. Let him figure out, hey, you know what? You don't have to be Superman. You actually got some players behind you that can do the job. Why isn't Tony Pollard starting in place of Zeke? Come on, man. Pollard has a better rushing average, more 20-plus yards than Zeke, not short arming passes. They both have only one rushing TD, and Pollard is 22 yards shy with Zeke. Here's the deal with Pollard. And everyone knows this, JR. He cannot block. He cannot block. Period.
He's never been a ball.
That's it. And he cannot run in between tackles. He cannot. Okay. So when you need a change of pace, and this is what the NFL has gone to. Okay. They've gone to change of pace backs. You now see most of your top tier teams have 2 running backs. They have 2 running backs, right? So that's what it is. He's not going to start. And even if they trade Zeke, cut Zeke, whatever they do at the end of the season, Pollard will have someone else, in that backfield with him. So that's what it is. Well, do you feel Kellen will go pass happy once again when Dak returns? I don't
think he does. I don't think he goes pass happy now. I think Dak changes the plays.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not a Dak hater. I'm just a realist, man. I see the game, I watch it over and over. Romo available? Stop it, Aaron.
Thank you.
Stop it with that.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Love you, Aaron Woods. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yes. Pollard was a better blocker last game. But dude, that's the last game because everyone saw it. Like the tape don't lie. Tape
also, if you watch the last game, Zeke picked up a heavy blitz that they brought the whole house, and he gave Cooper Rush time to make a pretty damn good throw. So Pollard, that's a one knock he does have on him, but our offense does go a little bit better with total. I mean, you can play both of them, and they have been doing a great. I mean, they have been equal the carries a little bit. Like Zeke, I think Zeke only had 2 or 3 more carries than Pollard did, but Pollard does a lot more than what Zeke can catch the ball in the backfield too. But what everyone's saying is Zeke is getting long in the tooth, right? Like this is the running backs are not. But but what I liked from Zeke last week, that third and goal at the 1 yard line, he got knocked backwards, right? And he still lunged forward, and that's what we missed from Zeke for the last couple of years. Like getting down, like usually that was an easy touchdown, but now it's not. But Pollard, I like Pollard to start. I have him on my fantasy team, but he's on my bench.
Biased ass. Look, Pollard has more bursts. Okay, sure. I mean, is that's the point? I get that, but Pollard is better going outside and not in between the tackles. You want to put Zeke in between the tackles. Pollard can't do that. Now he may break.
31, yes.
Yeah, 31. Yeah, you want Zeke out there, man. Look, Zeke is still a bigger back. He's still able to run in between the tackles. And Zeke was, man, dude, I'm telling you, Zeke was putting out like 8-9 yards a carry at one point in that game. So you keep I mean, dude, here's the issue when we get to Zeke and Pollard is that we continue to talk about how great Pollard is. And there are Zeke people out here. Like I'm a Zeke person. Okay. I'm straight up. I love Zeke. I love what he's done. I think last year it's because, well, I know it's he wasn't healthy and the line sucked.
Yeah,
And so if you have those two things going for you, then and if you only if you're passing 56 times out of 80 plays and you only get 7 to 8 touches, how well are you going to actually do? So your yards are going to be down because your touches are down, you're hurt, and you have a sorry line. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, Zeke is perfect on Aaron. Thank you. He's perfect on third down. He's back. Yeah, you have to keep running him. You have to keep. He's the one that wears them down, right?
Yeah, fourth quarter.
And to your point, you can use them both. There's no rule that says you can't use both running backs.
And they
right?
do. Sometimes they use all three with Turbin in there too. Like you,
yeah.
And then when Dak
like
with his legs, good luck trying to guess who's going to get the ball, right? It's like the Jalen Hurts effect. If Dak decides to run, he's never run.
There it is.
Start learning to use the option read a little bit more and use his legs instead of holding that ball and like, okay, 1, 2, 3 reads are not there. Let's get out of there and go do something.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully they'll do that. I mean, as a fan, we're going to just keep yelling Zeke's name. We're going to keep Zeke, yelling Pollard's name. And I don't know. I think you wait on Dak for another 2 weeks. I think you wait on Dak for another 2 weeks.
I would bring him back against the Eagles for sure with that pass rush. I think Cooper gets killed back there.
Boys at Giants? I don't know. You think? Look, so why would you bring Dak back at that point? If you know he's going to get killed,
you get an extra week. Like right now, it's just pain tolerance. Right? You get it a little bit more healthier. You get, and then you can use his legs. And plus, Dak doesn't lose to the NFC East. He doesn't. And I'm afraid Cooper was going to be killed back there with that because honestly, it all depends on the Rams game, right? Like it all depends how we hold up against that pass rush because that's one of the top pass rushes behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I do believe, with Aaron Donald and everything. But if we can handle him, then yes. But with Dak's mobility and the way he knows the NFC East a little bit more, I would bring him back with that and get his confidence levels up before the bye week, so he has the reps before the bye week. Because remember, we don't bring him back for the next 2 weeks. We have a bye week coming up. So. And then we had the Chicago Bears after the Eagles game.
Oh.
So, I mean, So I would do it, and then we have a bye week. So that's what I would bring him back. But if he's healthy to play, Dak's playing.
Okay. What's up? Salute, my guy. This is my Philly fan right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Turkey, you better come on for Philly, man. Like, for real. I'm not playing with you, bro. Get your stuff together. Look, man, I don't think LA, and I'm talking about the Rams, I don't think LA Rams are who they are or who they once were.
They're not. They got hot at the right time last year.
They did. Pat Stafford is Pat Stafford, a.k.a. Douche Dodgers Jr.
I think he's also tied with the lead in interceptions already this year.
Dude, Cooper Kupp looks human.
Passes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you don't have the other threat on the other side. The running backs, your running game isn't what it is. So, and now you don't have Von Miller over there. Ramsey is looking way more vulnerable. So I mean, yeah, I think it's you know what? It's a winnable game.
Oh, it is.
It's a winnable game. Don't you get Dak back? No, we use what works, bro. So that's a Philly fan for you.
That's why I said put Dak back in because he knows what's working. That's why I was like, when you said, yeah, I'm like, dude, I think that means in a negative way here.
Look, JR, here's the deal with this. Boys at Giants, Pollard 105 yards on 13 carries or 8.1 yards per carry. Got that. He runs outside, right? Zeke 73 yards on 15 carries, no 100 yards plus yards for Zeke. But here's the deal. He runs up the middle, gives you the play action, and he's able to wear down that defense.
And
he can block. You need that because they're coming for both rush and Dak. They're coming for him. This is a rush league now. The defense is rush. It's very few, I don't know any defense that doesn't rush. That's not trying to get after the quarterback. So you have to have that extra blocker in the backfield, or at least knows what to do. So I'm sure there was a very stern conversation in that running backs room of how to block, when to block, where to block, especially aimed at Pollard. So there's that. But I'm looking forward to the game. This should be a great game.
One last thing on this, so we're on the running back thing. One thing I give Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy credit for. We were down 13-6. Usually we start seeing the Dallas Cowboys start throwing a little bit. They stuck with the run game. They stuck
Absolutely.
with it. And one more thing. I know I give Mike McCarthy hell on this show, rightfully so, because he's a horrible game manager and stuff like that.
Dilly. Yes, he is.
But can we be honest with it? He's doing a phenomenal, like another year, like I think I saw a stat where Mike McCarthy's like only lost like one game when Dak Prescott goes out or whatever the case may be. Under Jason Garrett, we've only won one game. Like this guy knows how to coach a little bit. I'm not saying he's a great game manager. I'm not saying he's the greatest coach in the world, but we got to give Mike McCarthy some credit, like staying in there and giving Cooper Rush and sticking with the game plan that's getting the Cowboys to where they need to be. A lot of it's to that defense, but they're not panicking and they're actually doing a lot of good things. I got to give the Dallas Cowboys some love right there on that front.
We keeping it positive, fam. We keeping it positive, Marva. We doing that. Play Jason Peters. Yeah. He was on a pitch count, dude. Hey, turkey. I'm telling you, man. Dude is nice. Even though he's 40, he's still getting it in. Yes, he's still legit. This is why they're a top 5, and this is why now you saw Take Lawrence. Guess what? Get 2 sacks, earning dollars because there's somebody.
Yeah, 3.
I'm sorry. He got 3 sacks.
He went from he went to number 8 on the sack list. Because of Micah Parsons.
And that's all because of Parsons, though. That's all because of Parsons. And Sam Williams had a stupid, penalty, but Sam Williams is also a part of that, right? And you also have your ball hawk in the backfield in Diggs. And you also have, and look, you want to talk about one-year deals. Van Der Esch is playing inspired football this season.
And you know what I'm seeing from this Dallas Cowboy team? And we saw a little bit of it last year, but a lot better this year.
Yeah.
They're not breaking tackles. Like Shaquan Barkley had that good run. It was just a hell of a run. But they're wrapping up an open field. Like no one's missing hardly any tackles. Like that's something that Cowboys have not seen since the late 90s.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, that's why it's so fun to watch this team, because the defense at the very least reminds you of the 90s defense. This reminds you of the Ken Norton and even the Haley and that squad. Like they would just take no prisoners. We about to hit you in the mouth. The Woodson safety, just everybody's hitting. Everybody's tackling.
Wilson coming in. That guy can hit. Oh. That guy can hit.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It is. And let me ask you this real quick, since we're on the defense. When was the last time you were like in the past, right? We were worried that, oh crap, the Dallas defense is coming in. Like we're down, we're up 7 or 3. Like
3 years ago.
Yeah.
3-4
and now,
years ago.
Watching that Giants game, in hell, even against the Bengals game, you're kind of like, hey, our defense is coming in. Our best unit is coming on. Like
that's it.
Excited.
Like, hey, punt it away, put in the defense. Punt it away, put in the defense. That's the way it is. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm like I said, it's just exciting to see what they're doing and how they're doing it. So yeah, this will be a tough game. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a tough game. It's an NFC East matchup, but it's going to be a fun game to watch to see how far they've come. To me, this is not a measuring stick game. Tampa Bay was. The Rams, I almost wanted to say Cincinnati was, but I can't say they were. Because, and see, here we go. Big game. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. That's whatever. It's a schedule.
You want to talk easy ass schedules? Let's talk about this Philadelphia Eagles schedule real quick.
It's pretty easy.
Oh my
That's
God!
pretty easy.
Like everyone's talking about. I'm gonna get. I know this Cowboys cutting up, but I'm gonna get onto this little Eagle crap real quick. For one, they barely beat the freaking Lions by 3 points. They beat a Minnesota team in prime time where Kirk Cousins sucks in prime time. They only won like one game in prime time or 2 games.
Right.
And they beat a Carson Wentz team who finally came down to earth and didn't do anything. But saying all that, the last 2 games, the Eagles have only scored 13 points in the second half. They're not like they didn't score any in that against the Commanders. They're up 24. People are forgetting this. They were up 24-0 at half, and they only stayed at 24.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
not sold. I love Jalen Hurts, but I am not sold on Jalen Hurts as a pocket passer. Like, if you leave him, like they're saying, he's throwing great ball. If you watch all those deep throws, he never hits them in stride. They always stop and they make it like, what's that receiver's name? Not Brown, but the other one. What's this freaking name? A remarkable catch at the 1 yard line. The receivers are making remarkable catches that are not wide open. Let's just be honest with it. I love Jalen Hurts. He can run the ball. He can do everything. He's a great leader. I know he is because I've watched him all at Alabama and in OU.
Yeah,
I'm not set that if you keep him
second
in the park,
second half horrible for the Eagles. Yeah, second half is horrible for the Eagles, man.
It is. I'm just saying, if you keep it close, the Lions kept it close. The Lions almost came back on them. If you have a scoring team, and the Eagles have not faced a defense that the Cowboys are going to give them on in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's neither here or there. But hey, they got Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a surprising team.
Listen,
so
and Turkey and I talked about this. My guy Matt, we talked about this. Doug Peterson he circled this game. Trevor Lawrence is looking like, hey, let me show you what I can do. I don't know about going back to Landry playbook. I would definitely say Jimmy Johnson. That's for sure, because that's the squad that you're looking at. We say, JR, what is the missing piece for the Cowboys to be back and dominate like the 90s?
Head coach.
You know what?
Discipline. Being straight up on.
Man, that's a good question. I actually think it's the line. And you know what? To be honest, it is the head coach to be able to clean up this mess of penalties. You can't be this penalized.
Well, I will give them credit for this. First half looked like the regular Dallas Cowboys, right? Penalty after penalty. The second half, they cleaned it up.
Yeah.
They didn't have much penalty.
Yeah, for sure. AJ Brown Smith in Dallas, Dallas Goedert. I mean, that's who you got on Philly, and they're looking nice because Jalen is throwing the ball. He's slinging it.
And can you trust AJ Brown to stay healthy no. He hasn't been healthy all season for a whole season.
I don't know. Possibly. They're missing an O-line and D-line, sir. You know who that is.
That O-line you're talking about is the number 1 rushing O-line in the league right now. Just letting you know that. I bet you didn't know that. And our D-line just had
I wish I had the button.
And our defensive line with Michael Parsons, because I don't know if he counts as a linebacker or defensive end. I don't know what he is. He's just a playmaker.
Right. He's a defensive
24
player.
pressures last week that no one's ever seen in the NFL.
Dude, Yo, big game. I'm telling you, look, and I know this. Yeah, no, big game. And again, top 5 defense. And every week they show why they're a top 5 defense. And the commies are going to see that top 5 defense. They have offensive struggles, and I think they actually had an old lineman that went down last week in that game. So, look, you saw what happened in Cincy. They have O-line struggles. You saw what happened in New York. They have O-line struggles. You saw what happened in Tampa Bay. And the only reason Tampa Bay won that game, in my opinion, is because our offense couldn't do anything.
Well,
our offense couldn't do anything.
That defense for Buccaneers is legit. Like that, they have not gave up.
Come on, man.
They haven't gave up over 14 points.
How many touchdowns? Dude, if you hold the GOAT to 1 touchdown, the greatest quarterback of all time, to 1 touchdown, and you lose, 19 points. 19 points.
Cowboys haven't gave up over 20 points yet all season. Either are the Buccaneers though. So that Buccaneers defense is legit though. That's a good defense.
I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I picked them up in my fantasy, and all they gave me was 6 points. So thanks a lot because they sucked this week. But that's what it is. It's not easy and soft, man. You keep saying that. It's not easy and soft. We play who we play. We got 8 games in our division.
We got Rams
Listen,
coming up. We got the Packers coming up.
We're playing the 2 best teams last year in the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams. I don't know what's easy about that. What's soft about that?
Well, that's the thing about Cowboy haters, right? There's an easy schedule. They're an easy schedule. But the Eagles play the first 3 weeks of the easiest schedule in the freaking world. They had the easiest schedule after this week, but yet they're the world beaters and the number 1 team in the land. It's just Cowboy haters.
We are playing both the Super Bowl, the AFC champs, and the NFC champs. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, there's that. But listen, it's time for one of our favorite segments. Trey always, I think he's good this week. We good.
I was good last week too. I went off on a Tony Romo ramp, and you didn't talk to me all week.
Look, this is what we call the Legend of the Star, where we recognize former Cowboys players that may or may not have. Well, actually, not. They will not go into the Hall of Fame, much less maybe the Ring of Honor, but definitely was some of our favorites. And so, yeah, I hear you, Turkey, Bengals, whatever. We still beat them. Trey, you got a good one, man. Who's yours?
I'm going to the Wayback Machine here. I mean, way back machine. way back. I'm talking about the defensive tackle from 1961 to 74 for the Dallas Cowboys. Hall of Fame himself, Bob Lilly.
Hey, let's go. That's a great one, man. When you told me that, I was like, oh, you know what? There you go. That's a good one, my guy. I actually had 2, and I talked to Trey about this. I was like, man, it's between one or the other. And when I told him the first, was like, oh, okay. And then I told him my second one. I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one to go with. And I like this dude, Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey was like,
he saved a lot of games for us.
He saved so many games, man. He saved so many games. So Dan Bailey, if you're watching, probably not, but if you are, if somebody knows him, tell him, hey, love to have him on the show. Talk about kicking.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah, talk about kicking. Let's talk about kicking, man.
Well, I'm just
what that's all about.
Sorry, I just saw that. I was like, wow, well, that's a good one.
Rayfield Wright, that's another one. Bob Hayes, yes, definitely on the list. We'll definitely highlight him. We'll highlight him. But hey, make sure in the comments again, tell us who your favorite Legend of the Star, or even, you know what I'm saying, who you had coming up in your squad. We like to hear that too. We've had people from, especially like if you're a Commanders / Redskins fan, who was some of yours? I like Green. Danny Green was mine, dude. He could catch anybody. Even in his 20th season, he was catching folks. So yeah, for sure, he was one of mine. But hey, I'm Jay Soggs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. Trey Collis. Make sure that you check him out and all the things that he does. This has been Cowboys Cutting Up. Hey, let's go, Cowboys, America's team. Peace.